Hi, this is David Skrika. It's Friday, July 28th, 2023. So what I was really originally going to do here was a long-term chart of S&P and Nasdaq, but that kind of changed. I'll probably do that video Sunday when I get back to Canada. Part of the reason is there's two reasons. One of our companies, sponsor companies, INCA.v, had some more excellent news, and then which we'll talk about to start, and then there was kind of a reversal a bit on the markets yesterday. So we're going to ask, is this the start of a correction, pullback, etc.? So anyhow, this is INCA.v. Here's the chart right here. You can see, I'll draw it right now. There's a really nice basing formation. These are one of my favorite formations is called a box formation. And you can see like INCA.v didn't really break out of the box here. And then when the whole gold market was kind of crap last year, fell. But now it looks like it's basing in this box. So if it can break about, I would say 25 cents a share, I would think the INCA.v is off to the races. And then of course, if they can arrange financing to get their plant at full production, I've talked about Dynacor. We'll look at that in a second. In the past, that INCA.v's, market cap, is with basically, I think, a quarter to a third of the revenues is like 1/6, 1/7 the market cap. So the stock should just double on a price to revenue basis, et cetera, right now to get in line with Dynacor. And then of course, if it can get to Dynacor levels, you're talking probably like a 7 to 10x gain from current prices. Of course, they're going to have to arrange the financing and produce and hit the numbers, right? So it's not as easy as it sounds, but that's just the kind of potential it has. So you can see that their deliveries were 15,000 tons. That's a 75% increase over Q1 this year. June deliveries were highest on record, with 13% month over month and 5% year over year, as 5,600 tons went into the plants. So you can see here the numbers here, the deliveries up 75%, and this is quarter over quarter, remember, not just year over year. Milling up 61%. The sales were down, but the gold producers up 43%. But the sales, of course, are going to come anyhow. So as it goes, and I don't even mind if right now this, and it had to do with the timing of the exports, et cetera, et cetera. So they estimate that those sales will be 3.1. So that puts the sales at 9.8, which would be a 1.1 million increase over Q1. So we can see everything's in line. So let's say 9.8 is roughly 10. That's 40 million for the year. Again, I've said this in the past. INCA.v only has a $6.6 million market cap. How can you have a $6.6 million market cap with $40 million in sales? It makes no sense. Even if the sales are say 30, right? You're conservative. You're trading at what, 1/5, 1/6 of sales. And then again, we go look at Dynacor. And Dynacor's at $3 a share, $115 million market cap on about 200 million in sales. These stocks do trade at a pretty large discount to sales and pays a 4% dividend. But let's say INCA.v sales remain the same at 40 million. That's roughly half of Dynacor. They should have a 50 to 60 million dollar market cap. So again, you're talking, like I said earlier, actually even more than I said earlier. INCA.v should be probably 7-8 times the current level, even at current sales. And if they can get up they're a quarter of Dynacor sales. Sorry about that. So they should be at like 25 to 30 million dollar market cap. Again, that's like 4x from here. And if they can get up to Dynacor sales, you're talking a 4x gain and then another 5x. Because their sales will go up to 5x, to 200 million or something. So that's just the kind of potential this stock has. But just right now, based on if they just traded at the same price to sales that Dynacor traded at, you would talk about a 4 to 5x gain from current prices. But of course, they have to, again, they have to arrange financing and get the production up there. So the fact of the matter is let's not even compare it to Dynacor. With now at an annualized basis sales getting towards $40 million, there's no way that this should be trading at 6 million. I would say the minimum it should be trading is a 20 to 25 million dollar market cap with potentially 40 million in sales. That's my opinion. That's not financial advice, but that's what I would think. So now we'll get our stock chart of the day on terms of the macro markets. We're just going to quickly look at the reversal yesterday. We talked about Meta having a huge update on its earnings yesterday. So the S&P, as you can see, had this kind of reversal day, got up to 4,600. Retreated, closed at 45.37. So are we starting a correction? We're a couple hundred points away from the 50-day moving average. We're over 10% away from the 200-day moving average. Are we in kind of this kind of scenario like we saw in February, March, where the S&P went from 4150 to 3850? Sorry, that was 300 points. It's about 6-7%. So are we going to see something down to, I don't know, 4,300? Before we move higher, or even if it's just a 2 or 3% correction, you don't have to see another 10. That was nearly 10%. You don't have to see another nearly 300 points, 7-8% correction. But even if it's just 3 to 5%, that occur before the market could be headed higher. And when we look at the Nasdaq, it's the same thing. And our next thing, my next video, I'll show you, why I think that longer term, you can see actually the Nasdaq 100 did not reach as highs, but then kind of reverse. So the question is this another little consolidation like happened in June, July, which happened in April, May, or is it a larger multi-week consolidation? Of course, only time will tell, but we are quite overbought. You can see numerous times we got over 70 in the RSI, and pulling back to the 50-day moving average, which would be about 600 points, about 3 to 4% on the, from here. And that would be about a 6-7% correction from the top, would be like perfectly normal. So what I'll do in my next video and on Sunday is show you why I still think the Nasdaq is headed towards highs, etc. So, and I thought I'd just leave it at that. And so today's the sponsor company, obviously they are a sponsor company. I've had consulting deals, marketing deals with them in the past. Is INCA.v 17 cents. I actually bought a little bit yesterday on the market. 17 cents, very undervalued. Nearly nearly 10 million in revenue. If you include the end of sales that didn't make it to the last quarter production numbers way up, etc. So at some point, this has really got to hit the bottom line. And who knows? Maybe it will be turning cash flow positive, or starting to make money, maybe being able to pay that dividend. Like even if INCA.v could pay a 1 cent dividend a year, which is quarter of a cent a quarter, at the current price, it's a 6% yield. So maybe it's some kind of news like that is needed to really catapult the stock. But I definitely recommend picking away. I have it myself down at these levels. So everybody take care, and I'll have these. I'll have this up on the website. It's 8:42 here in Portugal, which means it's 3:42 in the morning. I'm gonna go have some breakfast, and then after breakfast, I'll come up here and upload the video.